To love is an ongoing effort to come out of ourselves and make the other person the center of our lives. We'll discuss more about that. Jesus came to make known the God who is love. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God is in him. The love of Christ has gathered us together. Let us rejoice and be glad in him. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. By this shall all know you are my disciples, if you have love one for another. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. Now, if we love one another like Jesus, our love becomes a channel by which other people experience the love of God. The task of making God known for Jesus did not end with his death. The task of coming to make God, Jesus came into the world precisely to make the God of love known to the world. Now, that task of making the God of love known to the world did not end with the death of Jesus. After departing from us, his loving lifestyle must now be continued by all who believe in him, so that the world will know about God who is love. In fact, loving one another should henceforth be the very source of our identity as Christians. God will be revealed to the world if we Christians love one another as Jesus did. Can we repeat that? God will be revealed to the world if we Christians love one another as Jesus did. One more time. Will be revealed to the world if we Christians love one another. There's a Hindu monk who said to a Christian, he said, if you Christians really love one another the way your Bible says, in 5 years you will convert the whole of India. He says, we will go out of business. We Hindu monks will go out of business if you Christians really love one another the way your Bible says. That's food for thought, isn't it? When we Christians love one another, what do? Number one, we reveal the face of God who is love. 2, we show the greatness of God's love. 3, the world will know that we are Jesus' disciples. Jesus will be recognized. 4, the Lord will continue to be present always among his disciples. If we love one another, the Lord will be present among his disciples. 5, we will encourage, support one another during times of trial and tribulation. And 6, we announce the coming of that beautiful day when the Lord will wipe away every tear. That is the kind of vision that John saw. Why it is good news is that when we love one another, that day when God will wipe away tears from every eye, that day will announce its coming, and it will come closer. Selfishness is what keeps us shut in. What makes it difficult for us to live this love of Jesus is what? Selfishness. Selfishness confines us. Selfishness imprisons us. Selfishness erects a barrier, a wall between us and others. Can you look at us? If you are navel gazing like this, you cannot reach out to others. Can you? That's what selfishness does. Navel gazing. You can't reach out to others. Love is what frees us from the captivity of navel gazing. Love is what keeps us from the captivity of selfishness. Every sincere affection for others, every act of love brings freedom. Love frees. Love makes us blossom. Love makes us flourish. Love brings the best out of us. But selfishness reduces us, constricts us. Love opens the prison doors, liberates us from the prison of selfishness. Love is what truly connects us to God and connects us to one another. Love is spirit. What does it do? It elevates us. It brings out the best and the brightest in us. Love is fire. And what does the fire do? It inflames our hearts. It energizes our spirits. It warms our souls. And it generates passion in our lives. Yes, love makes all things easy. Love heals everyone. Everyone is healed with love, both the giver and the receiver. Love is what gives meaning to life. Love is what makes sense of life. Love is what keeps things together. Yes, love is the secret of happiness. The person who genuinely loves will be happy because love is the secret of happiness. Now, I think I have shared this poem of mine with you before. I read it again. Love is fire. If love were thoughts, I could dare Plato in profundity. If love were words, I could challenge Shakespeare to a contest. If love were speeches, I could debunk Mark Antony in erudition. If love were feelings, I could pitch my tent beneath the Sacred Heart. But you know, love absorbs thoughts. Love devours words. Love consumes speeches. Love gormandizes feelings. And much more. Now, let's call it fire. Love inflames. Love illuminates. Love scintillates. And much more. Love vivifies. Love beautifies. Love electrifies. And much more. Love motivates. Love titivates. Love titillates. And much more. Love is tremendous. Love is fascinating. Love is mysterious. Now, what does it mean to be loving and to be loved? Loving and being loved. The greatest gift any of us can receive is the gift of being loved. And the greatest poverty is the poverty of not being loved. You know, Mother Teresa, while she was alive, she went to the U.S. And when she went to the U.S., one person after the other got up and said, Mother Teresa, oh, those poor people, how do you manage those poor people? What a miserable life they are living. Oh, those poor people, they don't even have $1 a day. They have no good clothes. How? Mother Teresa said, wait. The kind of poverty that I see around me in Calcutta is not the worst kind of poverty. Actually, here in New York, around you, I see a lot of worse poverty. And they say, how? He says the worst kind of poverty is the poverty of not being loved. When people love, they can share. And when they share, suffering shared is suffering that is not too heavy to bear. But when people face their suffering alone, it's a terrible kind of suffering. That is why it is not the poorest person that is the least happy person. That is why it is not the richest person that is the happiest person. Things don't work that way. Perhaps the happiest person is the one who loves and is loved. Is the happiest person. So good, so good, so good. Loving somebody loves you back. Freedom from selfishness. Being able to go out of oneself to love others. Isn't this what life is all about? To go out of yourself to love others. To put yourself down and your needs down and your aspirations down and your likes down and reach out to love others. This is what life is all about. Now, not to love and not to be loved, is this not what we call hell? I hope you all know that hell is not a place that you travel to. When you are not embraced in the love of God, you are in hell. Don't we say that God is love? So if you are not embraced in that love, where are you? Hell. And what is heaven? Heaven is to love and to be loved. This is the state of blessedness that Jesus enjoyed even when he was here. Even when Jesus was walking this earth, he was in heaven. Why? Because he was loved and he loved. He emptied himself in love and he was conscious, constantly conscious of the love of the Father. That's heaven. To begin to love is to begin to live. To refuse to love is to begin to die. Can we say that together? To begin to love is to begin to live. To refuse to love is to begin to die. Yes.